that was important about the thing you're going to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you about it. Yeah, I'll tell you about it.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
So it worked out good.
He said you'd be able to do it.
Oh yeah.
Either I can do it and bring it here, or be able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But they have to have. We'll talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I thank you so much, because I'm telling you, if you didn't come today, I was gonna just talk about my work, which I have never done it, you know. But it worked out good.
Mm-hmm.
30 seconds.
Children, I come today to tell you a story of the long, dark way that I had to climb, that I had to know, in order that our children could live and grow. Look at their faces shining bright, yet shining like a star from God's true light. Uplifting children. Uplifting children.
First, I thank God for allowing us to be here today. Thank God for waking us up this morning. And I thank you, God, for allowing the cameraman them in the control room to be here with us to do the show, because without them, yes?
We're going to start all over. We're just going to snap on the CG at the beginning again.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so 10 seconds.
All right.
You hear the song again.
If they don't hurry, my stomach gonna be growling something terrible.
Seconds. Seconds. Music starting in 10 seconds.
Shining bright, yet shining like a star from God's true light. Uplifting children. Uplifting children. From God's true light. Uplifting children. Uplifting children. From God's true light, uplifting children.
Okay, stand by, Miss Erline. As soon as you hear the music, you start. That's when we're starting.
Okay.
Children, I come
First,
today to tell
I
you
thank
a story
God
of the long, dark way that
for
I had to
allowing us
climb, that I had to know, in order that
He said start when the music starts, right?
Miss Erline?
Yes.
Now, you're going to begin speaking after you hear the applause of the children.
Okay, that's
All
what I
right.
thought. Okay.
Okay, we're starting all over. This is television. There's a lot of glitches, Akil.
I
Yeah,
know,
All
yeah.
right?
I thank y'all.
That children could love and grow. Look at their faces shining bright, yet shining like a star from God's true light. Uplifting children. Up. Children, I come today to tell you a story of the long, dark way that I had to climb, that I had to know, in order that our children could love and grow. Look at their faces shining bright, yet shining like a star from God's true light. Uplifting children. Uplifting children.
First, I thank God for allowing us to be here today and to wake us up this morning. And I put God first, put God in my day, focus on God. And I thank you for my guests and for the Campbell people in the control room, because without them, my show cannot go on. So I thank you, God. Thank you.
Amen.
First, I would like to share this from my daily word. It's important that I share this today with my guests and to the listeners at home. Who can speak of the mighty deeds of the Lord, or can show forth all his praises? That means we must speak of God and thank him.
That's right.
Give God the praise and to glorify his name, because without God in our life, we are nothing.
That's right.
And so even being here, it's a blessing, you know. So I just wanted to share this with the listeners at home. We have a very important guest today, the Uplifting Children. It is also uplifting adult also. So we have a very important guest that I would like to share with you. Would you introduce yourself to the listeners at home and let us know what you want to share with us?
Well, thank you, Queen Erline Hilton. Mm-hmm. First, I want to acknowledge the Creator also for allowing me to allow us to be here, but to allow me and you to meet one another. It's been just a fun and inspirational road with you over the short time that I've been knowing you and the conversations we've been having. And I want to thank you for allowing me and inviting me to come on your show today. We were talking about some of the issues that happens in the Harlem community, which we affectionately know you as Queen, dealing with some of the racial violence that was happening over the last several years in terms of street violence and shootings and negative gang activity. Some gang activity is positive, but we're talking about the negative and ills of the society that's happening in a very beautiful community and village of Harlem. So we were talking about some of the stuff that we were doing. Well, Harlem Transformation Project is a small but humble project that I started in Harlem dealing with group therapy. Certain young brothers that would come and would speak to me, we would talk, and I fooled around and gave one of my phone number, and a whole bunch of them got my phone number, and they started calling over different times of night and different times of day about different types of advice about them. Sometimes they might want to fight, or they might want to go and shoot somebody, or they just having problems with their mother. You know, a lot of these young brothers, there's not a man at home that's in place or a steady man that's in place, and sometimes they would go through different dilemmas about different men coming at home, because a lot of these boys, they're becoming 16, 17 years old. So we started having groups at the state office building and over in Marcus Garvey Park, and I said, well, what we have to do, we have to synergize this and have a regular group. So I volunteered all day Sunday to work with them. Okay. Brother by the name of Kashinda Lamar Thornton in the Harlem community, Newbury Life Arts, allowed me to come to his it's a dojo setting, and we have group therapy. It's known that recent studies have shown, not just recent studies, but studies show that when you have problem with urban youth, if you provide a safe haven for them to come and vent their frustration, or have sports, or have some kind of progressive educational modality, that they will be able to learn. They will become productive, and you show them about the necessity of, instead of destroying their neighborhood, but how to benefit and contribute to their neighborhood. So I wanted to provide that setting for them. So they started coming. We started having group therapy, excluding we don't do any diagnosis, we don't do any progress notes, and we don't do any things like that, but it's not too much different than the clinical setting, except also the second half we read books and then we analyze the books together. Then we start incorporating boxing as a sport, and that when I started incorporating boxing, I seen that they started coming. Yeah, okay. So I said, well, that's good. It's like a fish. You use the boxing as a hook. And once they come in there, I'm going to throw them in the frying pan, because the frying pan is this group. They're going to have to read, they're going to have to study, they're going to have to participate in the groups. So we started implementing boxing. Now we have a chess group up there called Young Pharaohs of Harlem Chess Club. Oh, wow. Yes. And it seems that through sports and games, like a board game like chess, and through sports like boxing, it builds up stamina, perseverance. It shows them adversity. It makes them become disciplined, because if they're not disciplined, they won't show a measure of improvement. And if other kids are improving around them, it makes them want to step up to the plate and do what they have to do to have that improvement. Also, it shows them a form of teamwork and friendship with one another. Where sometimes they might come in mad, but they don't never come out mad. They always come out happy. Now they don't even come in mad. I can see the measurement of time that we've been having. And it started with basically kids about from 18 to 24 years old, but now I got some, like the ones that we brought to the Mother's Day parade the other day, some as young as 4 and 5. You know, so I didn't want them at first, because my mind was geared towards the older ones, but now that they're there, I like them. So it's about 15 boys that are able to work with, really have an intimate relationship, but we're showing some kind of productivity with them.
Mr. Rose, I'm listening to you as you are talking, and it's a great thing you're doing. Today, the young generation, they need role model like you. You know, and in other words, you giving them that knowledge of that someone is listening, that you're listening to them, you know, and you're here for them. And I think it's so nice when a young man or a young girl has a role model and they know they could go to, because they need that.
That's right.
They need that. And see, the Bible is being fulfilled because the children, like the Bible says, going to be wiser, but weaker. And so this is where what you comes in. And you're teaching them, you're giving them a skill of knowing that you could do this.
That's right.
You know, and we have to educate our young men and ladies that we want to give them a sense of knowing themselves, getting to know. You want to first, we have to teach them where you from.
That's right.
You know, when they be taught where they're from, now where you been, now where you going.
That's right.
That's the future. Now where are you going? You know, and we try to keep them in that path of righteousness. In the meantime, we want to learn them educational thing and spiritual. We got to keep them in that spiritual growth, because without God in their life, they're nothing, you know. And it's a good thing you're doing, and I admire you for what you're doing for the young generation, and especially boys, you know, especially ones without father in the home. You give them that father figure, you know, and they could come to you. They know, well, before I get in trouble, I could go to Mr. Akil Rose, you know, and he would talk to me. You would stop them from doing that one little mistake that they probably would have made. And I really salute to you for taking up time with the young generation. Give them an insight of if and what I would like to teach the young generation is to have your own business. This is very important now. While it's depression time, it's no time to sit and you know, just dwell on it. This is a time God has put this at a standstill so we could come together as one.
Teach, that's right.
That's right. This is a time now that we must take our young boys and girls and educate them. This is depression time. That means it's going to wave over.
That's right.
And when that happens, we want to have our young people prepare.
That's
right. To go out there and get jobs. So this is where sometimes God does things just to kind of make us pay attention to God.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, because with me, I put God in my life first. Because without, you have to put him first. With me, with all my work, I put God first, and I don't want to go this way, I don't want to go that way. I just want to focus straight, make a straight path.
Yes, ma'am.
And focus on God. And most you can't go wrong when you focus on God, you know. And so we need more people like you to bring our children, like you say, in the park, wherever you could meet them.
That's right.
You know, I did it. I started off in my house, meeting children. Then I started in the backyard where I live. It's thousands of children. And you got to have something to offer them. See, you come with the package. You have something to offer. Sometime I walked around in Manhattan, and I might say to a young man, pull up your pants. And then if he pull up his pants, now what?
That's right.
I pulled up my pants.
Now what?
Lady, now what? What do you have to offer? And see,
that's right.
We got to have something to offer them.
That's true.
Yeah. I pulled up my pants now, so what?
Right.
So what?
Yeah.
What do you have to offer me?
That's right. That's correct.
I listened to you, pulled up my pants now. What do you have to offer me?
That's right. That's
and
right.
And so thank God that I have a little something to offer them. Usually, I catch their eyes when I say I have a talk show. You want to get on and talk about, you know, what make you wearing your pants like this? What do it mean? What is that about? Where's it from? They don't even know. You know, and so and now I have more to offer now because I said, well, I'm fixing to go down south. Come on along and go. Come from out of the city for 2 weeks, you know, and learn the culture of the Southerner.
That's right. Okay.
Of the Southerner, that Southern child that's still saying yes, ma'am.
And no,
and no ma'am.
Yes, sir, and no, sir.
That's right. You know, with the children from up here, every summer they get into a big consultation in the hotel room after we finish our tour, and they listen to the way they talk, and they say, why you say to Miss Erline yes? And no, why you don't say yes, ma'am, to Miss Erline? And they just get into it about that, and so it's so great to teach them the Southern culture, you know. And we got to keep on teaching our young people.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and in fact, you know, it moves on. With children, I notice what God does to me is keep blessing me with favors and what to do for children. I mean, it's so much. Once you give God your attention, you just focus and tune in with God, and He gives you so much to do. Like right now down south, I'm fixing to open up my house as a workshop for children. You know, it's just so much you could do. And then last summer, I started an economic class. When I say economic class, now I don't mean like college, what I doing it the way God showed me to. I take money, it could be the fake money that they have, and then we go into one room in the hotel, and I call it my economic class, and we play around with the money. Even the littlest child.
Yeah.
I teach them what it is.
Get them used to money.
That's right, just the feel of money. Then one day I really took real money, and we all went to the post office, and each child called for a money order. It was, I mean, it was exciting. some of them had never had like a $50 in their hand. And they would say, oh, no, not her, he's too little. I said, no, a child is never too little to learn, you know? Right. So God just have us here. And there's more people out there like us. We just have to find them the way we find each other. You know, it all was through act of God. So now, Mr. Rose, would you like to go farther into, give us some more steps, walk us through how it makes a difference in the children's life. Give us more of that, of, you know, how you involved with them. Feed us a little bit more about it.
Well, one thing, you know, I feel that I have a call to the community for people to step up to the plate and just work where you are. People always looking, nothing wrong with it now, but waiting for the perfect, they're waiting for the perfect time. But there's no perfect time. The perfect time is when you get the thought in your mind. Because if you didn't get that thought in your mind, it wasn't meant for you to do. It's up to you to have faith to manifest it. So if it's one child, not only one child, one senior, because they didn't, I know when I was a baby boy, many, they were, those seniors that we have now, they were young people. They didn't turn their back on me. Now that they're older, we should not turn our back on them. Right. And all the ones that's in between. So actually it's a community, it's actually a community thing. We have a social thing in the community that we all need to address. Now my argument is that when we learn, those of us who go to school, or we learn certain trades, or we learn, whether it's in academics, or whether it's in arts, or whether it's in economics, or financial, or business, we should come back and do something. Take one person, or if you can take 100, or one day out the year, or one day out the month, or one day out the week, but put something back into the community. Don't mean you have to stay, but put something back because you came from that. So what that does is just like a piece of a shaft of wheat. It multiplies itself. Well, you multiply your good just by coming back and to your community and benefiting from that. So what we done, some of the violence that was happening, we said we having a program on May 22nd, Play for Peace through sports and games. So let's say, for instance, two boys want to get in a fight. Well, put the pistol down, boy, and pick up the boxing gloves. Or put the pistol down and pick up a basketball. Put that knife down and have a double dust contest. You two girls, y'all don't like each other? You got 5 on your side, you got 5 on your side. Well, pick up the rope. Let's see who double dust the best. In other words, showing a different type of alternative. And that day is going to be dedicated to peace through sports and games. Sidewalk game from Scully and Spin the Bottle and chess, checkers, all the different games that they have in urban communities from Chicago to New York. And also we're going to have boxing, we're going to have martial art demonstration, we're going to have fencing. Olympic fencing will be there. We're going to have Men's Inc. will have the Order of the Feather there doing drill teams. Harlem Youth Marine Corps will be there. Plus, we're going to have a plethora amount of entertainment. And in the auditorium, we're going to have panel discussions. This is how you participate. And that day is just going to be a day when we can work together in cooperation. Hopefully that we all can learn something from that. And I'm inviting all the community to come there in Harlem at PS 175 on May 22nd from 1 o'clock to 6 o'clock and participate. Bringing the information. If you don't want to bring no information, if you don't want to perform, just come and just play or just watch, just observe. You know, but that's how we start off, by just one person, one child. Because I started off, like I said, with just a couple. Before I knew it, I had to, you know, I had a crew. So you don't know what God might ask you to do. That's right. But you can't be fearful. You just, you know, and then at the contrary, you ask for more strength. The more strength you have, you can be able to have a greater impact in the community. What you're doing is this perfect example. You know, you're using public access media to get your word out and utilize that. We need to learn how to use the certain tools in the community, and we must recognize legends that we have within the community. We have, Harlem has so many well-kept secrets. You're one of the well-kept secrets in Harlem. A lot of people are not aware of the work you do because you're such a humble sister and quiet. You don't tell everybody what you do. They don't know you spend $7,000 a year in taking kids from here down south for tours and whatnot. They don't know about that because you don't. I don't know why, but you don't. You know, you're just a humble person. You know, but that you should be recognized for the things that you do. And on that day, we're going to recognize and we're going to give out certificates of community accomplishment, and to some of the people that in the background and make a difference. You know, so I just think that if we continue to, as you said, stay on the straight path and put some God in our life, or or any kind of work, go by any kind of moral value, and but most of us put that work into the community, we will better the community. We better ourselves also, because the more you give, the more it's going to empower you.
Right.
I know I've grown so much just from meeting you over the last short period of time. It seems like I've been knowing you about 20 years. We only know each other about not even 2 months now. You see, but we have something in common with community activism and also by the word, and we just bonded with one another. So you'll find somebody to always help you. That's why you should never be fearful about doing any kind of work, especially if it's some kind of spiritual work or concrete work. Somebody's going to come and help you. Those who don't come and help you are not meant for you to be helped. They're not meant to help you, at least at that time. But those are ways going to be provided. But you must take the initiative to go out and do it yourself. And this is what we want to try to provide to the young brothers and sisters too. Right now, I'm in the process of having groups for some of the young men, mothers. Some of the sisters, they have different issues that they need to communicate with one another. Sometimes I go by to get some of the children, I can't get out the house from talking to the mother. So they need to talk to one another about the issues about relationships between man and woman, about economical issues, about just whatever they want to talk about. So we had to. It's a whole community affair.
Yes. Well, that's great. I like the work you are doing. And the man in you and the God in you that reaching out to our children. They really need that. And Mr. Rose, have you finished just for a while? It's something I would like to read about my program.
Go ahead. I can hear.
This is yours.
Yeah, but listen, you don't never cease to amaze me. I want to hear some more of that song before I get out of here too. That Uplifting Children that you made.
Okay.
I don't know if they know you singing on that, but
that's me.
Yeah, that's something else there.
I told them while I was,
That's Southern Soul you doing on there.
Yes, I told them I'm going to make my own song, and everybody laughed at me. They thought it was a joke.
Well, if they listen to it, they're going to get the pat in their foot. They're going to stop. They're going to. Yeah.
I thank you, Mr. Rose.
Yes, ma'am.
And because, the host has to learn to make your guests comfortable and make them, in whatever they're talking about, make sure they gets it out. Yeah. Because the show really is for the guests. And we are here to see that whatever you come to talk about, that is being said, And that's why I want to make sure. Yeah,
well, I'm finished. I just want to make the point that we each one teach one, each one reach one, and this have faith in what you do. But although we should never lose hope, we got to understand that the world is actually more positive than negative. We dwell so much on the negativity. Yes. But if it wasn't so positive, we wouldn't be here. We've been on destroyed each other a long time ago, but yet we still here. Through that, and so we just keep on having faith in what we do, believe in the higher power, but the only thing that will determine if you're a spiritual person is how you interrelate with one another. Yes. We can't just be like a monk and sit up in a monastery. We have to interrelate with one another, and right now we need to be really, really come together. Yes. So that's basically it.
Yes. Okay. I want to say something quick to you now. Who would you want to, how do you feel about your president? Let's just touch base just right fast with that.
Personally, my grandmother used to tell me, if I go to school and have faith, I can be the president. My grandfather used to look at her
That's right.
Emma, you shouldn't be telling that boy that, but he never just say that, but he didn't see the vision, but he knew what she meant. He knew that she but she saw that vision then.
That's right.
And that was a long, long time ago.
Right.
So when I heard that, first of all, they was running, I knew right off the bat, they thought I heard all the different conspiracy theories and everything else. I said, listen, that man, it's the time. They don't understand the dynamics of changing of time. And it was time. It was time for him. The world wanted to hear somebody different, from a totally different modality and dynamic and background, and he was the man.
Yes, and I don't understand, what in this whole wide world, what made people think that, I never thought that it would never be a black